So, binge eating can be quite crippling to your health, to your weight, to your metabolism. It can be crippling to your relationship with food. Doing hack squats first, because I hate being tired doing hack squats. Here we go. This is the warm-up set. Yep. It's just not healthy. So what are the decision-making components of binge eating? The first decision-making component of binge eating that seems to be in deficit or dysfunctional is people with binge eating disorder don't make very good decisions under circumstances of uncertainty. That means, for instance, there are too many food choices. And people get overwhelmed. They don't know what to eat, what not to eat. So they eat what tastes good. They eat the palatable stuff. And because it's hyperpalatable, and because our instinctual system would kick in, maybe, they eat a lot of it until it's gone, basically. Remember, binge eating is eating more than a typical person in a 2-hour or less time span, in spite of feeling distressed or feeling pain or feeling full, and then afterwards feeling like crap about yourself. All right, now we start working, baby. Now we start working. That's what I'm talking about. More. So, being in food uncertainty, that's not when you don't have food or don't know where food is coming from. That's when you have too many choices, or when you are confused about calories or macros, or when your mind is telling you one thing, your body is telling you another thing. Then people will choose to binge. They will make a decision based on biased information from their memories, and their memories are going to bias towards information that indicates the expectancy of pleasure. I like hack squats. I like hack squats because they still work my legs to death. I don't have to work my back and my balance so much. I feel supported. At some point, I'm going to freaking get back to squats because they're better for strongman training. Zercher squats, particularly. Let me tell you, baby, when I do that, it's going to be, I got to gear up for that. Right now, I'm kind of geared up, but only because I woke up feeling crappy this morning. So let's get this done. Yeah, buddy. The second decisional deficit that people who binge eat have, they experience, or that impacts them, is not logging memory of how bad they feel during or after binge eating. They don't consolidate the long-term memory of, wow, I'm physically in pain. Man, I feel like crap. That doesn't go into the next binge eating decision. Instead, they are in a food environment. The person will get triggered to eat by something in the food environment, and that might be like emotional dysregulation, confusion, stress, something along those lines, and they begin to get rewarded and motivated by food expectancy. Once you start to expect food that's palatable, your dopamine centers gear up. That's been shown in research with teenagers. When you have a high expectancy for reward, the dopamine centers will start to dump dopamine, even if you're not engaging in the actual task. And that overrides the thoughts of, wow, I felt like crap the last time I ate a bunch of food that wasn't good for me. And so then people make the choice to binge. And that motivational chemical kicks in, dopamine. They get a pleasure reward. They get serotonin. They get the gustatory reward. They get the taste reward. And they keep going. Their instincts tell them that you have to keep eating this or you'll die. Their instincts have been tricked, basically. So, we have that going, contributing to poor eating decisions. The next factor in poor decision making when it comes to binge eating is we don't update our memory during feedback. We don't do a moment-to-moment update very well when we binge eat. So what happens? We're eating and we start to feel some physical pain due to feeling full or satiated. And the way the brain is wired in a person that binge eats, that gets overridden. They say, you know, screw it. I'm just going to keep eating. So the things you have to fix, basically, or shore up or work on or build, are certainty in your food choices. Create something that creates certainty around solid food choice making. You have to start purposely wiring long-term memory for how bad you feel, and then you have to start learning to be aware of what's going on moment to moment so you can update your thought process moment to moment and make a decision to stop. So today is leg day. I feel like crap. I didn't sleep good. We're going to hit it anyway. And I don't know if I'm going to mic up in the gym or not. Sometimes I just want to train hard. All right, kids. We're doing belt squats. Nobody does belt squats. Do them. Why? Because they'll improve your deadlift and they'll improve your overall functioning, especially if You have trouble putting stuff on your back. So, talking about binge eating. Man, last night I wanted to binge so bad. And it was everything that I've been talking about. Food was triggering me. Wasn't sure what I wanted to eat. I wanted to just fill bowls and bags with food. I wanted to finish off a whole box of chips. We got an old school box of chips. And what I did was I left the room and went down to where my wife was working, sat in the chair and told her, man, I want to binge so bad. I want to eat so bad. She kind of talked to me a little bit. And then I just sat there and kind of chilled for a minute. And then I had enough from that. I went back upstairs to where everything was going on. And everything wasn't chill, but everything was in control. So that's one thing you can do, is if you're starting to get hit with like food expectancy and like, ooh, this would taste good or that would taste good, leave the area if you can. Just go for a walk or recognize, oh man, I might start binging now. And you can go, if you live in an apartment, just go walk down the hall outside your apartment, like go out of your apartment door and walk down the hall, breathe deep, come back, do something, maybe get some steps in. So that's just one thing with binge eating. I'm not perfect. I experienced the desire to do that a lot. And last night it was tough. I will just like, ooh, I was gritting my teeth, but I did it, and you can too. All right, last set. Let's see what we could do here. All right, let's go. Show me what you got, old man. You ain't got nothing. Nothing. Let's go, old boy. What do you got? Come on, fat boy. I ain't old. No, I ain't. Another one. Yeah, buddy. All right. We are ending the workout with these lovely leg extensions. Whew, it's been a heck of a one. But first, before I finish this off, I want to finish up talking about binge eating. It'll give me a chance to kind of recover here a little bit. So, what are some things that I do to offset binge eating? Because that's been my problem my whole life. The bottom line is not the bottom line, some of the things I do. Number one, I had to accept that changing my eating was going to be hard. And I had to put my mind into a frame of, I'm engaging in a fight, and I have to win this fight in order to survive. And so I had to try and put my brain into this framework of eating in a more disciplined manner equals survival. Eating in a more disciplined manner equals my being better and being able to do more, get more resources, and take care of my family, take care of myself, and contribute to my community. It has to go deep. You can't just say, well, I'm gonna change my mindset and just change your mind. You have to go to like a belief level. I believe that binge eating is going to ruin me. The same way I believe that alcohol was going to ruin me, and that's why I quit drinking. I had a very bad alcohol thing, and man, I had to quit doing that. And it had to be life or death. And so you got to go to kind of this instinctual place. That's the first thing, is you got to get your brain, your mind framework set up, okay? After that, start putting in place things like, well, what I do is I weigh every gram and I log almost every gram, literally. I make myself undergo the discipline of weighing and logging because it's predictable and it gets past the uncertainty. I'm starting now again to relearn how many grams of rice fit into my calories, how many grams of bell peppers, how many grams of pork roast. And so then I can make better food choices. Now I'm doing tuna or hamburger with my rice, and I can those are easy choices because I know how much I can have, and I can calibrate my hunger to, okay, I can eat X amount of grams of rice or X amount of grams of yogurt, whatever. And then, because I know I like to binge and munch and crunch, I set up some structures that are like for me to do that behaviorally without actually eating the junk food. So I do a veggie platter, or my wife does a veggie platter every day. And I have permission, as long as I weigh it all out and log it, give myself permission to eat all the vegetables and all the fruits. So, and I salt them. So it's kind of like watery potato chips. But it allows me to do this, and it gets my brain to engage with this instead of worrying about the actual taste. And the taste isn't bad. So I try and make things less unpredictable, and I want to know my food. The second thing is you gotta consolidate some of that pain and disgusted feeling into your long-term memory. You gotta, when you're wanting, like last night, when I wanted to binge, number one, you gotta recognize, oh, I want to binge. I'm starting to get the dopamine dump. And number two, you gotta have a few things in place to remember how awful you feel. Me, I have a mantra that kicks in now. And basically it's, I hate being fat. I hate being fat. I don't hate other fat people. I don't hate people that are overweight. No, not at all. Me personally, I hate it. If you want to be fluffy and you're healthy and you enjoy it, go for it. This is just me in my personal space. And I just tell myself, I hate it. I don't try and remind myself, well, remember how much you ate, remember how bad you felt, because I can kick that to the curb in a minute. But if I say, I hate being fat, I'm like, yeah, I hate being fat. And then I'll look at myself and I hate you being fat in the mirror. I don't hate you, I hate you being fat. This might sound extreme to some people, but it works for me. You got to find that motivation, and being just healthy, that doesn't motivate me on any level. I don't care. I will survive and be a little bit unhealthy. I'm already unhealthy. I'm on a handful of Skittles in terms of meds go. At 55, I'm taking too many meds for my own business. So it doesn't matter. So I want to cut the weight, which will lead me to being healthy, as long as I'm eating healthy and, doing all that other stuff. So I put this mantra in place, and you got to find your own. You got to find what really motivates you. Is it anger? Is it hatred? Is it love? I love my family, so I hate being fat. And hating being fat contributes. So that's how I consolidate things into my long-term memory. That's how I remind myself that you got to figure out some way to remind yourself how rotten it feels after binge eating and cut it off. And then the last thing I do, because you got to be able to update. I'll start, like one of the things I do is I graze. It's a bad habit. It was programmed in me as a kid. And I sort of refer to it as nickeling and diming your diet. Oh, here's a piece of cheese. Oh, here's a cracker. Oh, I'm gonna have like a quarter of this little brownie. And by the time you're done, you've eaten 1,000 calories just in trash, and you don't count it. So number one, I weigh everything and I log everything. If you're gonna put it in your mouth, you gotta weigh it and log it. I know people hate that. I hate that, but I'm getting really used to it now. And now it's like a ritual. So if you could turn it into a ritual, then it can replace just the total yum, nom, nom, nom. I gotta crunch on this, eat that. Rituals help. And then I would suggest doing some kind of meditating or awareness training just to get to know your own body a little bit. 5-10 minutes a day. Just sit and know your body. Know you, be in the present. All right, so that's kind of binge eating. And, it's an overview. But I hope it helped. I hope it helps you change some behavior. I hope it encourages you, because I'm a terrible binge eater, and I've been able to get it under control. You can too. All right. Are you ready to finish this workout? Yes, you are. I got what? 95 on each side. The plate loaded. These are old school plate loaded machines, so they do not give you any kind of power ratio or anything. This is just what the weight is, and it's fascinating how much more heavy it feels than like a cable machine. Anyway, here we go. Stay strong, keep your head up, and yeah, go encourage someone. All right, bye-bye.